Today, I'm going to be teaching you some new tricks on how to build in Fortnite. This is stuff that a lot of beginner players don't know, so if you're new to the game or just trying to get better in general, I definitely recommend learning everything in this video. We're going to be starting it out with a few tips that a lot of beginner players don't know. First tip is, obviously you want to set up right-hand peeks when you're taking shots on the enemy, whether it be a window or a top-right triangle edit, or if you're off to the side here, it could be a wall edit like this. But something that a lot of people don't know is when you edit a middle window, it is a lot bigger than these side windows. So that means it's easier for the opponent to get counter damage through that big window rather than the side windows. So basically, long story short, start doing these side windows instead of this big middle window. You'll win more fights. If you want to get a cone over your enemy, let's say they're ramping up right here. You can literally just look over your wall and place a cone over top of them, and then come over and get this side wall, window, bop. All you gotta do is look slightly above the wall, and those cones will start placing over the walls. Another important trick is when you edit a brick wall that isn't already fully healthy, it becomes a one-shot. You can see it starts out really weak versus if you just place a wall, it starts at 100 HP. So anytime you're pressuring an enemy and they're behind a brick wall, if they make an edit, you can immediately shoot their edit and claim that wall. A lot of times they won't be expecting that. Let's say I'm the enemy in this situation, right? I edit a top right triangle peek, but you're over in this box. As soon as they make that peek, you can simply shoot the wall, and now they can't take a peek shot on you anymore. Instead, you can set up a peek on them. This is just a really useful thing to know. Metal and brick, anytime it gets edited or reset and it wasn't already max HP, you can shoot that thing and get it right back. And another really good thing for pressuring a wall is you want to always try to shoot it once with your shotgun and then pickaxe. Let's say I didn't get that wall, I just shoot it again, pickaxe, shoot it again, pickaxe. You can break it so much faster than doing 2 pickaxes. One other thing for pushing an enemy is, let's say they're based up right here. It's really important to know that the best way to approach a box is always from the left side. Think about it, you always want to set up a right-hand peek when taking a shot. This automatically sets up a right-hand peek for you. All you gotta do is push from the left and build a wall right here. The only edit they can do is either out the top, which you can prevent by placing those tops, but they can make this edit and boom, you already have a right-hand peek set up on them. And fun fact, if they make that edit and you're standing right here, they can't even see you. I'll just go over here. Like, you'll be behind that wall right there, but on the other hand, you'll be able to see them and get damage dealt. The last basic tip I have for you is if you're ever getting sprayed at, don't just stand here holding your wall. You always want to make sure you're holding a wall and a ramp. That way the bullets can't bleed through. So those are just some simple tips and tricks to up your build mode game, but let me give you some actual building combos that you can use in fights. The first trick I have for you is if you struggle with tunneling. Now, if you don't know what tunneling is, it's basically when you build a group of boxes. This is really good for in an end game where there's a lot of people alive, there's people on all sides of you, but the zone is pushing you in. So something you need to know is crosshair placement while tunneling is very important. If you're looking up and down and all around, that's not good. Watch this. If I just slightly move my mouse up and down, look, I can place both the floors without barely moving my mouse. That's a really important thing to know while tunneling. You can literally just gently move your mouse up and down and then side to side, and you can build a full tunnel. One of the first build moves that most people learn is called the 90s. It looks like this. It's the fastest way to get up to high ground. You build walls, a floor, and a ramp. Walls, floor, ramp, and you can just keep on going. The only issue with this is it's not protective at all. Doesn't block your top, doesn't block your back. You can get fried from every direction. But there is one situation that I like to use a 90, and it's right at the start of a build fight in a mid-game fight. Let's say I'm in a mid-game fight, this guy is starting to ramp up from over there. A lot of times how I like to start these fights is with a quick 90 and then jump out the side and start ramping. And if they get above me, then I build these walls and protect my angle if they're above me. But this is a quick way to just get up an extra layer to start a fight.
Just tomorrow.
Oh! Another really important thing to learn as a beginner and really start practicing this is doing side jumps. A side jump is just where you jump around. It could be a floor, it could be jumping around this floor and landing on a floor yourself. There's lots of different forms of side jumps. For example, sometimes you can land on top of the ramp. But what I'm going to show you is one of the best ways to do a side jump, which is what most pros do in fights. Basically, if they're trying to side jump around this, they're going to build walls while doing the side jump. And the goal is to get this wall and maybe even a floor on top of you or a ramp over you. The reason you do all this is because typically when you're doing a side jump here, the enemy's going to be up there. and you want to make sure you're blocking that angle. So what I want you to start doing is just practice placing these walls while doing the side jump. You can even place walls before doing the side jump, like I just did right there. But this is just a good habit to get in and be able to do it from both sides. Now this is not a very easy move, but it's the best way to do a side jump, so I just wanted to throw it in this video. If you're trying to learn some new building moves, this is a really good one to learn. You could literally practice landing on a floor and then building the wall, you know. You're a little bit more exposed. They could shoot you right there before you get the wall. But, you know, at least you're still getting that idea of protecting yourself right after doing the side jump. A lot of times in a fight, you're going to be ramping up towards the enemy, but you're going to want to change your direction super quick. And one really good way to do that is by dragging walls while jumping off to the side. This is something that takes a bit of practice, but if you can get this down, it's a really good way to just change your directions quickly. You can see, I jump off to the side. The main thing that people struggle with while doing this is a lot of times they'll block themselves just like that. So just make sure you're looking this way before you turn. You want to place this wall before you turn your body. Another trick just like that last one is sometimes in the fight, you know, in this situation, a lot of times you're going to be going for a side jump, but you can also go for a build around the cone. So if I'm running up to a cone and floor, it's not my, maybe it's the enemy's cone and floor and I need to get around it. I'll just quickly go like this. I'm getting around it, just like that. Getting around it. So the way you do this is first you place a wall, and then you get a wall and a ramp out to the side. And then if you want to make it more protective, you can swing walls up like this and maybe even a ramp on top. Because if the enemy's above you, they could just pump you when you run around the cone there. Another thing that's really good to practice is building through a window a box away. So let's say I'm trying to get piece control on the enemy here. I can drag cones, build a wall, and edit that wall. I'm getting piece control through here. Boom. Doing that is just a really safe way of piece controlling your enemy. It's a little bit harder, but it can come in big handy. For example, check out this clip I hit. But yeah, guys, these are a couple build techniques that you'll find yourself using all the time in Fortnite, and it's definitely worth getting these down. I hope this video helped you guys out. More content coming soon. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.